Welcome to CGI, and the CGI as a CGI commanding to all the things is always to able communicating with the people on your team. When you have plenty of the different players, you should be able to firstly obviously communicate firstly to their needs. You always should be giving a prioritizing to go in the same each unit, to giving them money if they are needed, to giving the best players the best hardware and stuff. And that's one of the success operation. Example, here it is my strategy. In my game, one is using to the pressure my different players. Everybody get a different kind of the result. And what I have already got is amazing many scores, example in the very early part game. So overall, this part of this players is actually a very good player and a very well known as suppose. And it was well known players who are also able to do very well result now. And also giving them the more priority than some players who are slacking. It's important to understand as a commander, you're responsible for every single group in your team and your side. And therefore, you need to communicate and make ensuring that none of them will be just and wasted their effort and time to paint in front place front time. Example, holding some towns which are not really threatened to be taken over by the enemy conquest. Or it is other things. It's important to really commander and giving the best shot to the players to motivate them, giving them the tasks that they are able to do. Example, to try to hold it, example, all the tanks together to be able to win in the tank battle and therefore to take the domination over the battlefield. Or example, coordination, attack. Commander is a very major role coordination of the attacks of towns. Attacking with the AI teams and attacking with the players. Attacking players, he should be keeping and understanding keeping example tanks for a one major coordination and a negotiation with the players. Negotiation, giving them example to the challenges. If they're able, example, taking the one town, you give it them example to more tanks, or if they're able to take the one town, give it them more and more money to example to air vehicle in the later part of the game. And this kind of the motivation, it would be highly encourage the player to get it the best the abilities to use it, and therefore it's only the benefit of the one team to victory. And all the question is what is the CGI the point overall? Isn't it to winning the different kind of things like a leaderboard? And the game have actually, as I call it, the two objectives, the holy towns and the total destruction of all the enemy unit, the structures and obviously mobile headquarters. And after that the game will be ended. It happens that two different statisticians after the game has gone. One of the example is usually banned at the zoom to the occasion around of the enemy bases. It is showing off that all the destruction what has gone through. And attention, it is so important to know that in this section there it will be different statistics of the game. There is who was the best scoreboard. The scoreboard is usually the very basic things in the game having, but the leaderboard is just a CGI and specific statistic. So it will be show all the scores earned by example infantry kills, vehicle kills, and vehicle hit. Usually it is scored how many calculated the score example vehicles, how many times you hit to the rockets or missile or a shell to enemy vehicles, total amount of the game, and a different type vehicles give more score, except for airplanes give up plenty more scores than do some other kind of the type of the vehicles. And so on it goes. And then there is obviously structure kills. If you ever kill it to any buildings, you get some score of it. If you kill at enemy MHK, you get also score of it. You get a score of from a holy towns, and you capture them. So you get plenty of the score different things. And overall, all of the scores are calculated together. There might be also score to the other things in the game, but these are the most to prioritize and important scores. And so for the leaderboard, to win it, to the top place of the leaderboard is a very good detail who the player where they must to be able to attribute to his team to success, to be able to take it down to enemies, exceptionally given priority to high priority enemy buildings. If you get plenty of the towns or the score the towns and killing enemy structure and MSK, it simply shows very well how very well you were able to help your team to win. So this statistics are actually the showing case in a directly contrast to game in addition to the individual to the very well done it and the success of managing in a game. So the question is that this kind of the AI commander and actually played it was harder to play it because the player cannot communicate with the AI commander. So the player commander cannot use the change in the player the thing asking how much the team need to take money, do they need to spend money, do they need to the otherwise to the example of spare money. The sparing money to example to the new project or example a new gunship might be some point of the important, and therefore it's important to make a notice the player that now need to be holding the money chasing, and it's a very well to not the charisma of the commander what is actually making one of the huge difference in when it comes to battle. The commander should be always be the most notable any enemy movement in the map to able really conduct to the commanding of the battlefield. And the commander should be always marker on enemy structures, giving example of placing the marker to the enemy bases anytime the found out. And also it's important also there might be to giving out the marker of the enemy units, example of some players holding some sniper positions, some pushes, and giving out to understanding that there is some camper here. So camping players will be therefore less encouraged to this kind of the behavior. And attention if there is a plenty of the enemy tanks or any tank at all, anything you always should be marking to the appropriate name that the whole team really will be know where to locate at this kind of time to breathe. It's a good thing that not over everything is a market, it's a CTI, because otherwise there will be not too much secret of the game. There is already the satellite cameras, there's already the cameras of the players, and there's already the markers where the enemy unit have been spotted, automatically laid in the map, and it's a pretty good thing that there is not extended to the amazing ones. You might be have example a camera, a third person camera, and therefore if this is allowed a third person camera, you're able example when you have at least one AI in your team in vehicle or with a vehicle with the user simple the view of the commanded view to see much more future field of the lot area. And this kind of thing is giving up amazing insight, and again once again taking much less to appeal to anybody hide from anywhere in the map when it comes to this kind of fighting. So it might be getting more better to set up, example to not disallow in the server option to use your 3D camera, and it's just all forcing every player in the first person mode. And therefore giving much more exciting example, except there will be some CGI version with any kind of the markers or even the cameras, and this kind of thing it's more and more and more about the players. The less the knowledge there is around, more excited gaming. It's about the less automated things around, because it's afraid the giving the tactics and the strategy, and these people get more advantage the less information is pre-given around there, the less there is example radars or so on.